So what would you say AI-ready data looks like in practice, not just in theory?
Yeah, so I mean, it's part of it is like the fundamentals, right? Of going from unstructured to structured data models, looking at the real time component of your data pipelines, to the extent that they are real time, how that data is being updated, the lineage and ownership of that data, how that data is being licensed, the taxonomy schemas, right? How the APIs are accessing the data, as opposed to just locking them into silos or replicating that data across data lakes. So the versioning of those data sets and the updating of those data sets so that the models can actually update and work at the latest and greatest insertion levels is super important from a quality perspective. And then we're also trying to minimize the manual intervention that's required to understand and QA, quality assurance check those data models. So you're either running historical data or you're running the latest and greatest data sets based on a specific outcome. Having that data engineering component, it's interesting. I think in today's day and age, the traditional of all the development expertise that exists, the ones that seem to be coming back to and again are ultimately the data engineers, which have this weird dichotomy of like in the past, like, do we really need a data engineer? And anytime you're doing any sort of work that is data intensive with an LLM, that data engineering component is critical, and that's something that at Ancient we specialize in and provide a lot of expertise in, if that makes sense.